What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Analysis by your favorite YouTubers, Ministry of Media. My name is John Hughes, and I will be focusing today on Billy Wilder's immortal classic film, Sunset Boulevard, originally released in 1950. The film heavily explores the concept of temporality, and it serves as one of the most famous early examples of how filmmakers should utilize non-linear storytelling. The film begins with a foreboding music score playing over a shot of a real stretch of road in Beverly Hills, California called Sunset Boulevard. The music, coupled with the visuals of police officers racing down the street toward Norma Desmond's mansion and the discovery of a dead man in the house's pool, expresses a commonplace sentiment of film noir that seeks to orient the viewer spatially and temporally in this shocking situation. The entire beginning of Sunset Boulevard also includes a narration by Joe Gillis, the film's main character, that explains the significance of the situation to the viewer. As Joe relates,
"It's about 5 o'clock in the morning. That's the homicide squad, complete with detectives and newspapermen. A murder has been reported from one of those great big houses in the 10,000 block. You'll read about it in the late editions, I'm sure."
From the start, Joe puts a timestamp on the visuals, expressing time in its constructed form to help us understand the peculiarity of the situation. Other points of the film also focus on constructed time, such as when Joe describes Norma's decrepit Spanish-style mansion as crumbling apart in slow motion, or as the years pass. The concept of Norma's time incorporates Bergson's theory of la durée because all of the events that take place inside the mansion do not have set time constraints, and the characters live life mostly as it happens, rather than in a time-centered manner. The audience also recognizes the concept of altered or queered temporality when the story reveals Norma's nature as a relic of a bygone era almost perpetually stuck in the past, reflecting how Norma's distorted sense of time drives her intergenerational interactions with Joe, who tries to remain in the actual present and also in Norma's present. In Norma's mind, it is still the Roaring '20s, but on the outside of her mansion, it's 1950. In the real present, or at the end of the film's storyline rather, the opening sequence takes place. But later in his opening narration, Joe beckons us
Let's go back about 6 months and find the day when it all started. I was living in an apartment house above Franklin and Ivar.
This command cues the flashback central to the design of the film. Flashbacks and narratives serve to interrupt the linear present timeline of the story and insert a memory or retell a series of events as a character saw them. This interruption enlivens the film's story because it allows us to follow Joe's narration through the past to understand how the dead man ended up in the pool. Telling the story completely linearly would not have created the same effect, because the story would have begun in a more flat manner by describing Joe Gillis's life as a struggling screenwriter in the past, instead of beginning in the present with the intrigue of a murder. The flashback and altered temporality also helps emphasize the contrast between reality and fiction in the film, and each of the main characters, possibly with the exception of Betty, struggle to maintain a balance between reality and fiction. Joe begins this struggle when he comes to know Norma because of a lie that he tells to car repossessors in an attempt to keep his car. Norma follows this first lie by literally living a lie in her mansion, remaining dead set on the fact that she can make a return to the screen, and believing that she has millions of adoring fans even though her butler Max writes every fan letter she receives. The imbalance in the linear timeline of this story supplements the imbalance the characters have between reality and fiction.
The dream she had clung to so desperately had enfolded her.
Just like our analysis of other types of media in our other YouTube videos, the film Sunset Boulevard offers an altered temporality that really aids the story. It helps us orient ourselves into the murder and it portrays in medias res masterfully. And that is it for my video here. I'm so glad that you joined us. Be sure to click that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you later.